Good morning. This is Mr. Mike Burke again. I'm going to show you today quickly how to get to Canvas, which is where most of our course information is. If you haven't already logged into your college email, you're going to need to do that. I'll show you where that is, but I won't show you how to do it. We don't have time. As you can see, this is the college website. All you have to do is go to it, stlcc.edu, click on Current Students. You'll see banner, which is where you do your course information stuff, how you register for courses, how you register for being a student. You see the student email link down here, academic calendar, events calendar. Those are things we might get to when we get in class. But Canvas is what I want to focus on today. And all you have to do is click on the link. But in order to access Canvas, you're going to need to make sure you can log into your college email. Since I've done it so many times, it just pops up for me automatically. Once you get into Canvas, you click on English 101 631. That's our course. I'll put this in student view. And then this is what you'll see. This is what we call the landing page. At the top is recent announcements. If you want to see the whole text of an announcement, you click on this and it'll show you. If you want to see all the announcements that we have, you go up to announcements and you should see both of the announcements that I've sent out so far. Okay. These are automatically emailed to you to your stlcc.edu email as soon as I post them. Okay. The second thing you should look at is information that's here on the home page. There's a course introduction section that tells you a little bit more about the course. The first video that I sent out discusses that. So you can take a look at this and make sure that what I said in the video and what I put in the course introduction matches. Okay. The second section that you have is a little bit about me. I've been here for a long time. I see for some reason my picture isn't showing up, but you know what I look like now just from watching this video. The next thing you'll see is the course syllabus. This is the one that's in our automated system. I will give you a paper copy of it in our first meeting. This one makes you sign in again. Don't ask me why we do this, but it does. Some of you will get the same kind of page. What I usually do is it tells me to get the authenticator. I've never been able to get that to work right, so I just skip setup and it takes me right into it. And this explains pretty much all of the boilerplate stuff that we need to do to get through our course. It talks about the schedule, the grading, the various college policies, absentee policies, what plagiarism consists of, or what we call academic integrity issues. And so you can read this at your leisure, but this is where it is. Okay. If we go back to Canvas, you notice that the syllabus opened in a separate window. Okay, and that's because it's a separate program named Course Leaf. And it does some other things for me and for the college that doesn't really affect you. Then we have a section here devoted to STLCC resources. There's a link to the library, link to student support services like academic tutoring or counseling or academic advising. We have a link to student policies. There's a link on technical support and privacy policies. This has to do with email and access to the web. Online education, you are technically in an online class with a face-to-face component, so it's called a hybrid. And so there may be some issues that arise because it's an online class. And this and the Learning Online at STLCC sections may help you out. And then there's also links here to online tutoring, one of which is the Writing Center, and you'll meet the Writing Center folks on Friday. The other thing I have open for you is the first module. Everything in the course is organized around modules, and there's 4 for the course content, weeks 1 and 2, weeks 3 and 4, weeks 5 and 6, and weeks 7 and 8. And each module will have the same kind of information in it. It will have at the beginning If there's a discussion board due that week, that's going to be the first thing you see. If there's a task to do, like to write a proposal, that's going to be in there. If there's a task like bring a draft to class, that's going to be in there as an assignment. So it shows up here, and it also shows up in the grade book. Okay. In this particular case, you have two things to do the first week before we meet on Friday. The first is to complete this discussion board on an essay by Annie Dillard. The essay is in our textbook, and there's also a PDF of it here. Okay. Most of the time, I'm going to have the readings for the course posted to Canvas if you don't yet have a textbook, so you'll be able to access them both. The discussion board looks like this. It says read the excerpt and then answer these 6 questions. And there's a couple different ways to do that. One is to copy and paste this, click on reply, and then answer the questions. Another is to prepare a document, and I've got the exercise here as a PDF. You can fill it out and then post that to Canvas, or you can just type the answers into the box. There's no time on this thing, it's just an exercise. But the point of this is just to get you to look at an essay by a professional writer that matches the first assignment in a way. And so it might give you some ideas about things that you could do that maybe you've never thought of before. Okay. But to access this, as you see, you just click on the link, and then if you go to reply, you open a box, and there's the box where you respond to it. And like I said, you can copy and paste all this into that box, and then answer it. You can answer it separately and then copy and paste that into this box. And then when you're done, you just click on this little box over here on the right that says reply, and that will submit it. Okay. Very straightforward, not that difficult. But that's got to be done before you come to class on Friday. Okay. The second thing that I've asked you to do is to write a proposal for your first paper. So you'll need to read the assignment sheet, and you'll need to read the proposal. The idea here of this paper is tell me something we don't know. Okay. And that could be something from your life that you think is important. It could be something like some of the sample essays that I've posted for the second week. But the idea here is just to get you started. The proposal form is located in the second discussion board. Okay. The assignment for the paper is under draft for first paper. Okay. So if we go to here and we click on this, then we hum the Jeopardy theme, you will eventually see a Word document that tells you what the first assignment is. This opens inside of Canvas. You can download this if you want to. And it basically tells you what I've already told you. Write a proposal and bring it to class on Friday the 23rd. Bring a draft of the paper on Friday the 30th of August, and turn in the final version on Monday the 2nd of September. Okay, we'll talk about those details on Friday when we meet. But these are the options that you have. Choose an event from your life that has had the kind of impact you see in the various readings assigned during this portion of the course. So you have the Annie Dillard one this week. You have the other, there's 3 other readings for the following week. You're welcome, of course, to read those ahead. A second option might be, why did you decide to come to college? What exactly made you make this choice rather than do something else? Join the military, go to a technical school, get married, run off and be a backpacker in Nepal. I mean, there's any number of different things that you could be doing instead of what you're doing now. Getting a job, for that matter. Okay. And then the third option is to think of something that I haven't thought of that fits into these kinds of assignments. You'll see some examples of that in the second week essays. So if you want to take a look at those before you write this, that would be fine. Okay. This is actually very difficult. The good part is that you know a great deal about your own life. The bad part is that it's very hard to make your own life interesting to somebody else. And the essays that are posted to Canvas will give you some ways of thinking about that. Okay. So take a look at the assignment sheet. As I said, it is under the draft for first paper entry in this particular module. Okay. So those are the 2 things that you need to do this week. The proposal So again, do the first exercise, read the assignment sheet, and then complete the second discussion board, which is a proposal. What do you think you're going to write about? This says it's due on Wednesday. I would like to have it posted by then, just to get you in the habit of posting things on Wednesdays. However, if the key is to make sure you bring it with you on Friday. Okay, you have to have this when you come to class. Otherwise, you'll find class time to be not as useful as you could be. The proposal form is also posted to Canvas. You open it here. I'm sorry, for some reason it's not opening. Oh, there it is. It downloaded it. Pardon me. Okay. And this is a proposal. And so again, it kind of repeats the assignment, and then it gives you some questions to answer. Specify your topic. I'm going to write about why I came to college. Why you chose it? Well, because I tried 7 different things and I decided that college was I needed to do. Why do you think your audience would want to read it? Well, you have to make some assumptions there about who's your audience. Are they people your age? Are they people older? Are they people younger? Are you an older student who says, I really want to give advice to people who were in my shoes 20 years ago and tell them what kind of choices I made so that they don't make the same mistakes, or maybe encourage them to follow your path because it really worked out for you. Okay. And that kind of answers the third question. Why do you think your audience would want to read it? Well, people always like to read stories about other folks to compare their own lives to it. It may also be the case that you have some experience that other people really need to read about. Okay. What are you going to include? What kind of details? Well, maybe you tried college when you were 18, now you're 30, and you're trying it again. And so you could mention where you went the first time, why it didn't work out, and why you chose Merrimack. Okay. Item E here, sources. In all likelihood, you're not going to use them. However, the 3 essays that we'll look at for next week do in fact rely on some outside sources to provide some data, some statistics. You may decide to do that, or you may not. It doesn't matter. Okay. And then organization. How are you going to start? Where do you think you're going to end? Are you going to organize this as a series of examples? Are you going to organize it as a story, a narrative, chronologically? These are all choices that you get to make. And all this proposal asks you to do is to make those choices. So again, you can take this document, copy and paste it into Canvas. Let me turn this out of the way here in this one. And then click on reply and fill in the box. But the other thing you're going to have to do is make sure that you have it in a copy that you have printed out and can bring to class on Friday. We are going to have laptop carts with a printer, but there's not necessarily a guarantee that that's going to work every time. So make sure that at least you can access it in Canvas, and the best is to bring a document with you because we're going to be passing them around. There's lots to say about Canvas. There's a lot of it that I have posted that you can't see yet, partly because you don't need it at this point in the course, and I don't want to make your life more difficult than I already have. And it may be that there's also some areas that I haven't developed very well. But there is one section down here that talks about ChatGPT, and we're going to talk a little tiny bit, I hope this Friday, if we have time, about using AI in the drafting process. Okay, it can be a very useful tool and can make your life a lot easier. It can also lead you astray in some pretty profoundly horrible ways, so you have to learn to be careful. So that's Canvas. Go to the college website, click on Student Resources, log in, get to the course, take a look at the modules, complete the proposal, and complete the Annie Dillard exercise before class on Friday. Bring your proposal with you to class on Friday. Okay. Please email me or text me. You have both of those ways of doing that. You have my email address and my cell phone number to let me know if you have any questions. And if you have seen this video, email or text me that you have. I've heard from 2 of the 7 students that I sent emails out to this weekend with the first video for class. So please make sure that you tell me that you've watched them before you run into trouble. Thank you.